Hey y'all, it's Janine, and it has been a long time since I've done any product reviews for you guys. And I really haven't just been buying a lot of products that I've been trying out, but I have received a lot of samples of products that I've been trying out. And mostly they've been coming by way of samples, either in my Birchbox or some other samples I've been receiving in the mail direct from manufacturers, or from their Facebook pages, because they quite often advertise free samples on their Facebook pages. So, anyway, I thought it would be fun to do a review of some different products I've tried, either from samples I've received or a couple of products I've purchased. Like I said, I really haven't purchased very much recently. But anyway, I'm going to break this down into three different videos because once I started pulling things out that I had been using over the past 2 or 3 months, it ended up being quite a few things. So I'm going to break this down into skincare, hair care, and then makeup and nails. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get started with some of the hair care products I've tried recently. And I can honestly say, for the most part of the samples that I've received, I've liked almost everything that I've gotten, with a couple of exceptions. So I'm going to go ahead and start with what I didn't like. And this was a sample that I received. Now, the only thing I don't like about reviewing a product that I received such a small sample like this is because I've only gotten to use it once. And to me, that's really not necessarily a fair trial of whether or not you're going to like a product. But I'm really glad I was able to try this by sample, because I can tell you it's absolutely something I would not purchase after trying it. It's the L'Oreal Ever Sleek Sulfate-Free Smoothing System, and this was the Intense Smoothing Shampoo and Intense Smoothing Conditioner. And this is what the foil packet looked like. And I can tell you right now, the shampoo was horrible. I hated it. Sulfate-free shampoos are supposed to be less damaging to your hair, less drying, just overall much gentler to your hair. And I knew that it wouldn't lather very much because it was sulfate free, so that didn't off-put me very much. It was the way it left my hair feeling. After I rinsed it out, my hair felt even drier, more tangled, more damaged in a sense. I mean, for all the things that sulfate free is supposed to do for your hair, for me, this was actually worse than using a shampoo with sulfates. So for me, this shampoo was a complete thumbs down, and the conditioner was okay. It wasn't the best conditioner I've ever used, but it was okay. And then it also came with a foil pack sample of the Ever Sleek Humidity Defying Leave-In Cream, which is silicone free and supposed to have 48-hour frizz control. And that's what that looked like. And I only used about a third of what was in this foil pack in my hair today, as a matter of fact. And I hate it. It did smooth my ends to a degree, and got rid of some of the frizziness. But for the most part, it just feels very heavy in my hair. My hair is more limp, more lifeless. It feels dirty. It feels kind of greasy. I hate this stuff. Actually can't wait to shampoo my hair again and get it out of my hair. I don't like it. I just, I really thought, oh, Eversleek and something from L'Oreal, this is going to be really nice product, and it's terrible. So, I mean, for me, somebody else out there might love it and it might work fantastic for them. Great. But for me, it's terrible, and I really, really dislike it. And I'm going to move right along to something I loved, and I really thought this was fantastic. I really didn't have a lot of high hopes for it, because so many things, kind of like this L'Oreal system, have so many high claims and they just don't deliver. But I got this sample. I actually got two samples of this. I was able to try it twice. Was the John Frieda Root Awakening. I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time reading that. Improving hair health with natural eucalyptus. It's a moisturizing shampoo and it's for dry hair. And that's what the foil packet looked like. And it came with shampoo and a conditioner. And like I said, I got to try this twice. And this was an absolute love for me. This is something I probably will be purchasing in the very near future. The shampoo was, it did not leave my hair feeling dried out or overly stripped, but it did leave it feeling very clean. And the conditioner was nice. It conditioned my hair well. And I was able to get a comb through it very well afterwards. So it was really great, and I didn't really notice a big difference in my hair until I blow dried it. And once I blow dried it, it was fluffier, it was fuller, it had a thicker appearance, it was nice, the ends were nice and smooth. I just couldn't get over how much bouncier and full of life my hair felt after using this shampoo and conditioner. So I didn't know if, at that time, if it was just because of another hair product I was using, which was a hair oil, if that was part of the reason it was feeling like that. So the next time, the second sample I used, I skipped the hair oil, and now I found my ends weren't as nice and smooth and sleek looking, but my hair still had that bouncy, full feeling, just the appearance of looking thicker. And I can highly, highly recommend the John Frieda Root Awakening shampoo and conditioner, because they did some really beautiful things for my hair. The only thing that I guess say was a downside for me, and of course this is just a personal taste thing, is I wasn't really crazy about the smell. It did have that eucalyptus smell and a bit of a tea tree oil smell, which some people love, and that's great. It's just not a fragrance I'm particularly crazy about. But on the upside, after I blow dried my hair, and the smell was completely gone at that point. I didn't smell it at all. Only really smelt it in the shower. Now for my sinuses, it was actually quite nice, but that was the only downside. And again, it wasn't a huge downside, because after my hair was dry, the fragrance was gone. So if you're like me and you're somebody who is not particularly crazy about eucalyptus or tea tree oil smells, don't fret, because once your hair is dry, you don't smell it at all. And speaking of the hair oils that I really like, this is one that I got in my last Birchbox, and you can see I've used most of it already. This is, and I know I'm not pronouncing it right, but I'm going to do my best, Oro Fluido. And oh my God, I used this stuff once and I was like, this hair oil is amazing. My hair was so much smoother, so much straighter, but still with life and body. And then combined with that John Frieda Root Awakening shampoo, it was unbelievable how much bounce and body my hair had. My hair is really damaged back here from the blonding process. It seems to be the worst of the damage I have is in the back at around my neck area. And it almost is always just a little bit stiff because of that. But with this hair oil, the hair back here that has the worst, damage to it, felt like virgin hair. It was soft, it was bouncy, it was fluid. When I would do like that, it would just really move. It just felt like hair that hadn't been damaged at all. And I was like, oh my God, this stuff is amazing. I have to get more. So I went to Birchbox to see about purchasing a full size of this, and it is almost $30 for a full size. And as much as I love it, $30. And I imagine it probably would last a very long time. But then I remembered before I cut my hair short, when it was longer, I was using the Organics Moroccan Argan Oil. And I remembered it being good, but my hair wasn't as damaged at that time as it is now. And I hadn't used it in a while. So I went ahead and skipped this hair oil and used this one instead. And had very, very similar results from using the Organics Moroccan Argan Oil. It wasn't quite as good as the Oro Fluido is, but it was close enough. And this is only... I think this is only about $7 you know, versus $30 for a full size of this. So even though it isn't quite as good, it is still good enough, and I will be using it more often. And, you know, again, if I'm going to spend the money, I think I would rather go and buy full sizes of the John Frieda Rude Awakening, because I just can't begin to tell you how awesome my hair was, how just bouncy and full, and just the texture of it was amazing. It just felt wonderful. But that's my thoughts on these two hair oils. Like I said, this is absolutely amazing, and it is better than the Organics Moroccan Argan Oil, but the price is just too steep for me. So this is good, and it's going to be good enough for me for right now. But the last hair care product I want to tell you about was also something else that I received in a Birchbox, and it is the number 4 High Performance Hair Care Reconstructing Mask. And I only use this about once a week to once every 2 weeks. And what it does for my hair, because my hair has always been a little bit on the thin and fine side, and when I use, which I use a straightener on it almost every day, it can leave my hair looking just a little bit limp, and it shows how thin and fine it is. And I found that this number 4 High Performance Reconstructing Mask gave my hair more of a thickness and fullness to it that lasted through a couple of more shampoos. So again, I love it, and I would love to repurchase it, except that it is a full size of this on Birchbox is around $50. And that's just a little bit too much for me. But if it's something you're curious about, and something that you were wondering, you know, how it works, that's how it worked for me on my thin, fine, limp hair. It did give it more of a feeling of fullness and body, and that was really nice. Maybe I should stop being so cheap, but I just have a hard time spending that much on one product. You know, I have a family, and if it's not something maybe everybody in my family can get use out of, I just feel like it's a selfish expense. But that's the way I feel for me. I'm not saying that anyone else shouldn't go out and spend money on products for themselves. If you got it, if you love it, if you want it, then absolutely go out and buy it. That's how I feel for me in my situation. But anyways, that's all my reviews today on hair care products. The next video up is going to be skincare.